Astaroth thought, a clear, high autumn sky, a golden wheat field waving like the sea. We should never have met that day. The human world. It is so boring compared to the demon realm. I am the youngest of the 7 lords of the demon realm, Astaroth, the demon of death and war. Then she remembered her older sister telling her, you must remember, when you go to the human world, you must never trust a human man. Astaroth thought, everyone is so dull and insignificant, what am I supposed to be careful about? The next moment, Enrique said, you caught my hat, thank you so much. Astaroth asked, what is your name? Enrique replied, it is Enrique. Thank you for catching my hat. Well then, I will be on my way. Astaroth thought, ignoring my sister's warning, that day, I fell for a naive shepherd. I fell desperately in love. After that, Enrique spoke, hello, we meet again, but what brings you here? Astaroth replied, I fell in love with you at first sight. Enrique asked, but what? Astaroth continued, my name is Astaroth, I will be your lover soon, so you had better remember it. Enrique commented, you are the first person I have met who confessed their love like that. Astaroth thought, was that weird? Damn it, of course it was weird. I am not human. Enrique continued, I don't know much about you, but I think I am already starting to fall for you. After that, Astaroth thought, the more my love for Enrique grew, the more impatient my heart became. Compared to me, who lives for eternity, your time is far too short. Love me more than the best you can, for your whole life, only me. Enrique said, wait a minute, you are being so rough today, did something happen? Astaroth thought, I want every part of you to be mine. Then she replied, should we get married? Enrique asked, so suddenly. Astaroth commented, you don't want to. Enrique replied, I would like to. After that, Astaroth thought, despite being a demon, I foolishly prayed to God beneath a cross, that if possible, I could close my eyes on the same day, at the same time as you, that I could be with you at the end of your life and at the end of mine. Astaroth thought, why isn't he here yet? Then she remembered Enrique telling her, promise me one thing, you can't come to my house. Astaroth thought, why did he always tell me not to come to his house? Is he unexpectedly a slob? How cute. We are a married couple now, so it should be fine. Next scene, Astaroth asked, Enrique, are you here? What are you doing here instead of in our nuptial chamber? The next moment, Enrique put a dagger into her. Astaroth thought, what is happening right now? Enrique asked, why did you come all the way here? My love, I told you to wait at home. If you had not come out, then I would not have had to kill you. Astaroth replied, what are you talking about right now? Why are you wearing those clothes? The uniform of the Imperial Knights Crusade. Don't tell me you. A girl came and said, my poor love, you have been through so much, haven't you? It is okay now. If we take that demon corpse, His Majesty will make you the crown prince. You really should be thanking me. If I had not happened to see the demon and tell you, how would you have ever achieved such a feat? Astaroth thought, it was all a calculated approach, just so he could become the crown prince. The girl continued, you did not really love Enrique, did you? Even so, you are dying for Enrique's sake, so don't think too badly of it. Astaroth shouted, Enrique, I curse you. Then she heard the voices of other demon lords. See, this is why your sister told you never to trust human men. Our love, we will give you one more chance, so you had better listen carefully this time. Fall in love one more time, and then, you will plunge a dagger into that person's heart. It won't be easy, but if you want to return as a demon, do your best. Our dear youngest, this is your punishment for not listening to your sister. Next scene, Astaroth woke up and thought, my throat feels like it is on fire. Yang energy. I need yang energy. This is not it. I need something bigger. I want more, a more immense yang energy. The person said, I will go call the royal physician. Astaroth thought, I am sure I died, so where am I? I can't feel any of my demonic power, and my body feels so heavy. Someone please save me. Are they here already? What is with this guy all of a sudden? Astaroth continued thinking, what in the world is with this man? Could he be an assassin? He is too young for that, and he is not in good shape. Why is he coming this way? She said, do not come any closer. Maids outside the room heard a scream. They shouted, what is happening? Your Majesty, are you all right? Astaroth thought, how annoying, to think this body could not even dodge something like this. She said, I am fine, so all of you stand down immediately. Astaroth thought, his breath is hot. Does he have a fever from his injury? No. This is the power of the sun god, isn't it? This person must be of the sun god's bloodline. Why is someone of his bloodline dying in a foreign land? I do not know, but he is the perfect medicine for this frail body. Then she said, I shall save you. I will bring back medical supplies, so hold on just a little longer. Thanks to the positive energy I received from that child, it has become easier to breathe tomorrow, but I need to assess this situation, so, I am the Empress. Then she said, it is depressing to be lying in bed all day. I wish to go to the library, so guide me, and I do not want anyone entering my bedchamber today. If the royal physician arrives, tell him to leave the medicine and supplies outside my chamber. Do not let anyone, and I mean anyone, enter without my permission. After that, the librarian asked, Your Majesty the Empress, what is the matter? Astaroth replied, Guide me to the archives containing the imperial family tree, and bring me this year's record as well. She thought, today is February 28th, year 666, exactly 5 years after the day I died. Enrique should still be alive. The name Enrique is nowhere to be found in this country's imperial family tree. There are two possibilities: either the name he told me was a lie, or he is not from this country. For now, I will focus on gathering information and positive energy. The next moment, Astaroth looked through the window. A lady spoke, Goodness, Your Majesty, about the welcome banquet for the summit meeting. We have already purchased all the necessary supplies, and Nini has meticulously checked everything as well. Astaroth thought, that face, that expression, it is exactly the same as back then, in that case. The Emperor stated, as I always say, make sure to ask the Empress's palace first about the banquet's general outline. Astaroth thought, Enrique is the Emperor of this country, so, as a reward for killing me, you finally became Emperor. In the end, what you told me was a lie too. And what's more, to think you couldn't even end up with that woman, you used me as a sacrifice, and your love still wasn't fulfilled. On top of that, to be so brazenly walking around with her when you have an Empress. You selfish Enrique, if you love her so much, you should have made her the Empress. Could it be that what you love more than her is? The knight spoke, Your Majesty, are you all right? I have been waiting for you. Then he thought, how is she able to run? He continued, I was delayed because the attendants were blocking the entrance. Astaroth told him, leave the medicine and go, that is an order. She thought, the imperial throne, this is my chance, a chance to tear those two wretches apart, a chance to steal everything that Enrique has ever wanted. To do that, first, this damned body, I must nourish it right. Then she said, child, allow me to take just a little from you. Astaroth thought, the wound is deep, causing a seizure, this will make treatment more difficult. On the other hand, the daddy thought, I heard the Empress who attempted suicide has woken up, and they said she went to the library as soon as she woke up. How are you planning to get Enrique's attention this time? She should have arrived at the library farm, because this is the spot with the best view of the library. If I am linking arms with Enrique, then she is bound to. We ran right into her. Yes, that furious expression, it always feels good to see it. It was the same last time. She was getting jealous without knowing her place, so I teased her a bit, and she jumped. I was so surprised. Stupid Lenarda Nyx. The surname held only by the two most noble people in the Nyx Empire, and that woman obtained it without any effort, simply because she was the beloved eldest daughter of the Empire's greatest family, the House of Duke Ahilo. But the truth is, with a frail body that could break at any moment, she is just a greedy woman who only cries for her husband's love, even though she has achieved nothing with her own hands. Even though she would rather die than have the slightest thing taken from her, and she can't even stand by the Emperor's side in good health like I can. Is she going to run away crying again today, as expected? I am so happy, she asked. By the way, Your Majesty, did you find the intruder, the one who dared to trespass in the bedchamber? Now in the present time, Astaroth thought, the energy filling this space is the power of a water spirit. Moreover, if it is a power capable of creating a space this large, it would have to be a spirit king. Is this boy a spirit king's contractor? Surprise, not only a spirit king contractor, but also a son of the sun. A very long time ago, the sun greatly loved a woman from the desert kingdom, and as a token of that love, he passed down power and dominion to her descendants. The descendants of the sun god became the royal family of the desert kingdom, but great power comes with a price. The moment they leave the desert, the god's divine protection is lost, That is why they must have lived their lives without ever leaving the desert. As for why someone with this special bloodline, and a Spirit King contractor at that, is here, well, seeing his current state, I can roughly guess the answer. This child was likely cast out from his homeland by a person in power who feared his strength, having given him a plausible-sounding mission when they sent him here: infiltrate the neighboring countries and observe their movements. Of course, that was just an excuse. In truth, they must have wanted this child to die. A pitiful affair, but worry no more, because I will save you. She said, "Child, I will treat you. In return, will you share a little more of your yang energy with me?" The person replied, "Get lost." Astaroth told him, "Don't worry, it is just a little more contact than before. Think of it as a good night kiss a child would receive." The person stated, "Don't touch me. I have no intention of attending to your nightly needs." Astaroth thought, he fainted. "This works out perfectly. You are nearby, aren't you? There are medical supplies behind my bedchamber. Bring them here." The Spirit King did not like her. Astaroth continued, "That expression, as I thought. You know my true identity, but you will cooperate if you want to save your contractor." After that, Astaroth asked, "Are not those of the sun god's bloodline supposed to not get hurt easily? I heard that as long as they are treated, they heal very quickly without even leaving a scar. Why is this child's body in this state?" The Spirit King replied, "My contractor has never once received treatment since the day he was born." Astaroth thought, no matter how much they feared this child's power, "Isn't this too cruel for such a young thing?" She said, "If it were me, I would not treat you like this, because I cherish what is mine." After that, the lady spoke, "Where on earth have you been, Your Majesty? I was so worried all night." Astaroth thought, after treating that child and leaving the Spirit King's space, I did not realize so much time had passed. Are these the Empress's people? They are not in the faint memories that remain. All that is left are brief memories from right before Leonarda died, and an intense sadness. The lady continued, "Your body is already so weak, you fall ill from just a bit of cold wind, so for you to disappear in the middle of winter. We were so worried you might have been overcome by grief again." Astaroth thought, I think she was an empress abandoned by her husband, but it turns out she had 3 people around her, who cared about her this much. Did she throw her life away without even knowing that? How foolish and pitiful. On the other hand, the emperor said, "I was foolish. I am sorry. I am truly sorry, my poor lady Astaroth." Next scene, Astaroth thought, again today, as if to show me. Helena pressed her lips against the emperor. How dare she covet my husband's lips in front of his legal wife? It is disgusting, but what is more disgusting is the fact that I can't do anything about it, because that woman is revered by all as the saintess, when she is nothing but a filthy mistress. The diary of the one who is Leonarda Nix, was thoroughly soaked in the sadness and anguish Leo had felt. How much she loved the emperor. How cold he was, and how, for the reason of her weak body, the mistress Helena was taking so much from her. Her pain and emotions were scribbled down without any context. But thanks to their details, they were the perfect reference material for acting as the Empress from now on. There were many parts one had to be sure to remember. Why is my body unaffected by both magical power and divine power? It is unfair that I can't be treated when I am sick. I am so lonely, I want to raise an animal. So these are her thoughts. Derek came and asked, "Your Majesty, how are you feeling?" Astaroth thought, he is Leonarda's childhood friend and escort knight. I was surprised that a knight could come and go from the bedchamber. But they say he was assigned by the Duke's family for the sake of the weak and hysterical Leonarda, and not only him, but those ladies in waiting as well. They said they were people Leonarda brought from her family home. These people definitely love her, Leonarda, not Astaroth. There is no reason for me to return their love. I am sick and tired of giving my affection to humans only to be betrayed. Astaroth replied, "I am fine, so get out, and don't you dare come near my bedchamber again." Derek asked, "Your Majesty, why are you trying to abandon me? Am I not Your Majesty's most cherished piece of bedroom furniture?" Astaroth thought, this man, and that man, why are they all crying in front of me? I am so sick of men's tears now, she said. You are so foolish, just like a bear. Derek replied, "My apologies, my deepest apologies. If Your Majesty says so, then I must be a bear." Astaroth thought, it seems he has no intention of leaving. In that case, I will have to make him sick of it. She said, "If you want to be my servant that badly, I command you, with the tip of my toe, lick it." She thought, to a knight, pride is more important than life. If he were in his right mind, he would surely turn pale and run away. Derek replied, "Yes, your majesty." Astaroth thought, there was something I overlooked, that a person in love is not in their right mind. She said, "That is enough, I have a place to go." Derek replied, "I will accompany you." Susan asked, "Where are you going?" "Your majesty, I will have a carriage prepared." Astaroth told them, "I'm going to the library in the Empress's palace." She thought, if I want my revenge, I can't stay like this. Leonarda's position is far too weak. I have no intention of cowering just because my body is weak. Even if it is late, I must reclaim all the rights Leonarda has lost. Susan commented, "Your Majesty, I am sorry. Actually, the library has not been cleaned yet. We are worried you might cough because of the dust." Charlotte also told her, "If there is a book you desire, we will find it and bring it to you, so if you would please stay here." Astaroth asked, "By any chance, are you hiding something from me? I do not forgive liars, but if you are honest right now, I will take the circumstances into consideration." After that, Astaroth started reading the letters when she thought, come to think of it, I did overhear something about a summit, but there was no mention of it in Leonarda's diary. An event between nations is not decided in a day or two, and yet they did not report it to me at all. And on top of that, for the Lily Palace to host this summit means Helene's side will be in charge of this banquet. They hid this from me too. Then she said, "Managing letters is the responsibility of the head maid, Susan, but this makes it difficult for me to trust you." Susan replied, "I apologize, Your Majesty, because you struggle so much whenever you hear news about the Saintess. In trying to prevent that, I have ended up giving you an even greater shock." Astaroth thought, "It's not that I can't understand, I can move right now thanks to having absorbed a great deal of yang energy, but the original Leonarda had difficulty even moving. In that situation, the Emperor's mistress is hosting the banquet instead of her. It would not be strange for her to collapse. I understood that these people were not trying to deceive me with malicious intent, but they will still have to pay the price." Astaroth asked, "But what have you done with the letters regarding the banquet that have arrived until now?" Susan replied, "I pretended not to see all the correspondence coming from the Saintess's side." Astaroth stated, "Well done, thanks to you, we will be able to host the banquet, since it means we have not given any permission to the Lily Palace." "Why are you so surprised? It is the principle for the Empress's palace to host the banquet. How long until the summit?" Both of them replied, "There are 31 days remaining." Astaroth continued, "That is plenty of time. Well then, you can prepare it, can't you?" Susan replied, "Of course," and thought, "In just 1 month." Astaroth thought, "It is their fault for reporting it late, so they can't complain even if they suffer. I will not give up what is mine for any reason from now on." A summit with Quan. So it is the desert nation where that boy is from, that wicked emperor. Did he send an assassin before the summit? That day, when I returned to the bedchamber, the boy was already gone, leaving only a gift behind. I wonder if he made it back safely. I hope he does not get hurt again. Next scene. Children were chatting. "Dig properly, there might be more water." Miriam came. The children shouted, "He appeared. It's the cursed imperial prince. Run away. If you meet his eyes, you might catch the curse and die." Miriam spoke, "Open the gate." The guard replied, "Welcome, Your Highness, the imperial prince," then thought, he returned alive again. After that, the said one came in, "My brother, are you hurt anywhere?" Miriam replied, "I am fine." The emperor continued, "That is a relief." The Spirit King commented, "He looks like he wishes you were hurt. It is fortunate you received treatment. By the way, do you know the identity of the one who treated you?" Miriam replied, "No, I don't." He thought, the Spirit King's voice can only be heard by me because we are in a contract, except in special cases. By the way, other than that, she was a strange woman. She looked like she could barely take care of herself, yet she tended to me, a complete stranger, as if I were a child, and just by facing her, her eyes were dazzling. The emperor asked, "Do you intend not to answer?" Miriam replied, "My apologies." Then he asked, "What did he just say?" The Spirit King replied, "He asked about the mission outcome, asking when he already knows." What an unpleasant man. Miriam spoke, "The target was a monster-like being. Not only did they detect my infiltration, they even stole the initiative to attack, and on top of that, they possessed strong divine power. All I could do was run away. I apologize." The Spirit King told him, "Yes, It was a miracle you even escaped. The device's power was at a level unimaginable for a human. From the start, that scorpion-like bastard never expected you to return alive. The Emperor of the Desert Nation, a man as wise as a snake and as brave as a tiger, even such a man has an existence he finds difficult to handle. The Emperor's younger brother, Imperial Prince Muriam Khan. Because of the powerful strength of the Spirit King he contracted with, he is the Emperor's only surviving younger brother from the War of Succession, the flesh and blood he could not kill. Though the boy never desired the throne, any strong royal family member other than himself was always a thorn in his side. The Emperor spread the rumor that anyone who made eye contact with Muriam would be cursed to die, isolating him. Moreover, using this as an excuse, the Emperor constantly gave Muriam dangerous missions. He knew that Muriam could not exert his full power outside the Desert Kingdom, yet he sent him across borders, to volcanoes and snowfields. No official opposed this. There was no reason to support a young crown prince with no external faction. The Emperor told him, "Then go in and rest your body and mind. You will be busy from now on. Surely, you have not forgotten the revelation." Muriam replied, "Of course not, Your Majesty." After that, Muriam thought, "Now, there are not many days left for me to be here. There are no good memories, but it is still home. Why this sudden? No, forget it. My will is not important anyway. If I keep killing my emotions over and over, someday I might not be able to feel like this anymore. Surely that day will come. Until then." The Spirit King asked, "Now that I think about it, why did you give the bracelet to that woman? It was your mother's only keepsake." Muriam replied, "She treated me, didn't she? It was the first time since mother passed away that someone wished for me to live." He thought, "I will probably see her again soon, since I will be sent to that place. Given her good medical skills, she might be a palace healer or maid, if it's okay. If I dare to hope for that, if I could wish for just one thing." The next day, 1 hour before the meeting, Astaroth spoke. The Emperor is truly swamped with official and private affairs. She thought, "I was the wife who exchanged vows with Enrique, and although I became human, I am still his wife. At the same time, I was a demon then, and I am a demon now. A demon trapped in a human body, made utterly vulnerable. Because my essence is a demon, regardless of my physical form, the divine power radiated by the Emperor or Helena is fatal to me. I could die in an instant. I came here prepared for death, not only to face the ex-husband who killed me, but also to reclaim my position as Empress." The Emperor asked, "What is the Empress doing here?" Astaroth thought, "So this is the kind of man you are. It is so unfair that my past self loved this piece of shit. It is driving me insane." Emperor Yurt Lunix, childhood name Enrique, though his divine power had been ordinary during his years as a prince, from a certain day onward, it suddenly exploded in strength. That day was when he struck down one of the 7 great demons. He was praised as the Emperor blessed by God, the one who slew his enemy, but the truth was different, because I saw where his power really came from. His surge in divine power was Astaroth, the result of him absorbing my magic. Humans don't know this well, but pure magic and divine power are separated by only a thin line. If one can claim magic as their own, it becomes divine power, and the reverse is also true. To kill me and then wear my power as if it were his own, I will never forgive that. I will take everything back and kill him." After that, Astaroth spoke, "Many distinguished guests will be attending this summit. Thus, both the welcoming banquet and the farewell banquet shall be hosted by the Empress Palace. From this moment, I shall fulfill my duties, so I ask for your support." The Duke, who is the father of Leonarda, whose body is possessed by Astaroth, spoke, "But is it not originally the duty of the Empress to host banquets? I do not say this merely because she is my daughter. Until now, the Saintess has shared that burden, but if the Empress has the will, then it is only proper she should preside." The other nobleman said, "However, this banquet is meant to showcase the dignity of the empire. There must not be the slightest error. Therefore, I believe this banquet should be entrusted to the Saintess, who has always overseen such events, and that the Empress might start slowly, with smaller gatherings." Astaroth said, "By imperial custom, there is no issue at all with the Empress hosting a banquet. In fact, it was strange until now that the Saintess had been doing so instead. But there was only one person there to oppose her now: factional strife. The empire has 3 major factions, each putting forth its representative, the noble faction and the temple faction. But in truth, They only maintain a careful balance of checks and restraint, yet if the Duke's daughter, as Empress, asserts her authority, that balance will collapse instantly. The other noble person asked, "What do you mean, by imperial law? It is rightfully the Empress's duty to take charge. Are you implying that the Empress will fail?" Astaroth thought, and so the noble faction will never let this chance slip away. The Emperor stated, "I approve of the Empress presiding over the banquet." After that, Astaroth thought, "What, approve? Can a person really change so drastically? What an actor, no wonder I was deceived, but I can't make a move right now. I have been exposed to divine power for too long today. The only reason I have managed to avoid collapsing is thanks to this gift, that child from the desert. Where did they even get this? Did they even know what it was when they gave it to me?" The Emperor came and asked, "May I have a word?" Astaroth replied, "For what reason are you calling me?" The Emperor thought, her response is different from usual. He said, "In your absence, it was Helena who looked after the palace. If you feel even a little gratitude, then at this banquet you must not completely cast her aside." Astaroth thought, did he come all this way just to say this nonsense, when Leonarda was desperately clinging to love? When she was about to leap from the tower, he turned away, yet now, because Helena is about to lose what was never hers to begin with, he rushes over. Astaroth spoke, "Truly, your Majesty's love is remarkable. But let us speak plainly, it was the Saintess who failed to know her place. I tolerated it only because I loved your Majesty, but now I must reclaim my rightful place. If you dislike it, then bring in another sacrifice, or seat Helena as Empress instead." The Emperor asked, "You are not yourself today. Why are you suddenly so sharp-tongued?" Astaroth replied, "You ask why. As you know, I loved your Majesty. Blinded by love, I married you, and I even prepared to give up everything I could have had. But what are you? From beginning to end, you held on to other intentions, stabbing a knife into my heart. I no longer love your Majesty." She thought, "Yes, these are the words I wanted to tell you. I no longer love you." The Emperor asked, "So even if I personally ask you, you will not allow Helena to take any role? I never thought the Empress would dismiss the Saintess so." Astaroth replied, "If you did not know, then it is time for you to learn. Then go to the Saintess and tell her this, to do only her own duty." The Emperor thought, was she always like this? Strangely, her aggression does not feel unpleasant. Why do I see her image in the Empress? That presence I had not felt once before. Then he remembered Helena saying, "You can do it, just trust me. You slew the vile demon with your own hands. Now absorb its magic and end it completely. Then the demon will be yours forever." Isn't that satisfying? The Emperor thought, "No, that's absurd. It must be my imagination. Let us return. It's just that I still have not been able to forget her." The next day, Astaroth thought, "Just because you were down does not mean you were done for." Strangely enough, two of my powers remained. First, the ability to read a person's lifespan. Second, the ability to convert someone else's life energy into my own lifespan. When I first entered this body, I had only about 20 days left, but thanks to that little son, it has now multiplied tenfold. I wonder if that child made it back safely. The Desert Empire requested a summit meeting. They might try to send me again as an assassin, but why, I wonder? Both are powerful nations. Just having the two heads of state meet is a simple matter. It is extremely rare for someone of the sun god's bloodline to leave the desert. Looks like their diplomatic ties are more complicated than I thought. But with only the Empress Palace's information, it is hard to find out more. At times like this, there is only one person I can turn to, she said. Arrange a meeting with Duke Ahilo. Suddenly, Charlotte came and told her, "Forgive me for interrupting. The Saintess, she has come to the palace gates and is requesting an audience." After that, Helena spoke, "Hello. I think this is the first time I have come to the Empress Palace myself." Susan thought, "She is not observing any palace etiquette." Helena continued, "Honestly, I am pretty shy around new people, so I have kept my distance until now, but from now on, I hope we can visit each other's places and be close friends, like girls our age should be." Astaroth said, "Had I known your character was this careful, I would have spent more time with you. But what was your name again?" Helena replied, "You don't know my name, Your Majesty." Astaroth continued, "It is proper etiquette to introduce yourself when entering the Empress Palace, but you just waltzed right in." Helena spoke, "I'm sorry, I don't really care about things like that. I'm Helena, please feel free to call me that." Astaroth thought, I love her in thinking it would be a chance to assess her. She is clearly no pushover, that is actually a relief. If someone crumbles too easily, it is hard to torment them over a long period. Helena told her about the banquet. I thought you might need it, so I brought a few samples of the items I ordered. I was planning to use this holy tree to give the banquet hall a wintry theme. It symbolizes peace, and since the desert nation is always in summer, they might not be familiar with winter. Astaroth thought, this is a bit of a shame. I should have had Helena handle the banquet and then watched her embarrass herself. In the desert nation, all decorations for a banquet are made to be edible. Guests are expected to eat everything as a show of respect, but my beloved holly berries are poisonous. If eaten, they cause nausea and dehydration. Did she know that custom and do this on purpose? The reason she is revered as a saint is because she is the only person capable of healing others through her immense divine power. Could it be that when everyone suffers, she plans to heal them using her saintly powers? Helena said, and one more thing. This is a list of the Emperor's favorite and least favorite foods. I know everything because we are close. I hope this will help your Majesty and the Emperor get along better. Astaroth thought, honestly, if I had met Helena when I was still a demon, I might have truly cherished her. Humans this cunning are entertaining. She replied, I can't tell if you are a saint or a mistress. If you are a mistress, you should be praised for such clever behavior. But if you are truly a saint, wouldn't it be better to use your time helping the poor, even just one more person? I guess your precious God never taught you that. I don't care if you are a saint or a mistress, or even playing both, but it is time to stop playing Empress. Helena asked, playing? I never did anything like that, I really wanted to help. Astaroth told her, how serious of you to take a joke so literally, come on, have some peaches. She thought, now then, what will you do? Will you snap back for being treated like a toy, or, that's more like it, smile, even as your pride cracks, just like Leonarda used to. Helena commented, Your Majesty, I have no desire to fight or be jealous. The Emperor, he is someone very precious to me, so I will tell him to hurry up and share a bed with your Majesty. I will yield both the prince and princess to you. After all, I am a saint, so I can't have children anyway. Astaroth thought, how generous, since I don't need it, I will let you have it. Doesn't that sound like she is granting me permission to have the Emperor's child? Seems like she wants me to slap her or something. Honestly, she is just a child. I have lived well over 1,000 years. I have seen more people like her than there are stones by a stream. I was only thrown off because I was betrayed by something called first love. But speaking with this girl actually calmed me down. I am glad I met her. I was just a human, powerless and drained, and briefly struggled to manage my emotions. What unsettled me all this time was a foolish woman who thought she had won by playing petty tricks, nothing more, nothing less. Thanks to her, I can now view my hatred with logic. I almost feel like saying thank you. After that, Susan spoke, that mad woman dares to treat Her Majesty the Empress like that. Her actions are not those of a saintess but of a vixen. She barged in suddenly, caused a scene, and then just left. Honestly, we barely managed to get precious peaches for His Majesty to enjoy, and then she had to show up right at that moment. Astaroth asked, how many trustworthy servants are there in the Empress's palace? Judging by today's incident, it seems some rat pups of the saintess have snuck into the Empress's palace. Susan replied, then what should we do? Astaroth continued, even if we cut out the spies already here, it is hard to uproot them entirely. Keep only those you deem trustworthy and dismiss the rest. Then she thought, it's been a while since she left, yet she's still lingering in the courtyard. How peculiar. She must have had a reason for visiting me today. You enchanting little viper, show me the fangs you've been hiding. Suddenly, Helena started coughing and then fainted. The servants shouted, what on earth happened inside? Inform His Majesty at once. The saintess collapsed right after leaving the Empress's palace. Astaroth thought, yes, this is more like it, only then can I repay your welcome. The next day, the Duke spoke, you called for me, Your Majesty the Empress. Astaroth replied, yes, father, she thought. The Duke is the father of Leonard and the head of the noble faction. The Duke asked, are you all right, Your Majesty? I heard the saintess visited yesterday, and with the incident that followed, I am deeply concerned. Astaroth told him, I am fine, it was too trivial a matter to warrant your concern. Father, she thought, yes, it really was too insignificant. The cause of her collapse was revealed to be a peach allergy. She came to the Empress's palace of her own accord. ate the peaches the Empress was eating, and collapsed. It was not even due to poison. The diagnosis is clear, making it hard to pin anything on the Empress. The Empress's image took a slight hit, but that's the end of it. I wonder if there's another scheme. The Duke said, Your Majesty, this is the last chance. Use this banquet as an opportunity to completely crush her. With the Emperor's and the Temple's favor, the Saintess will increasingly pressure Your Majesty. Astaroth replied, Don't worry, rather, I have something to ask. There must be a real reason the Desert Kingdom requested talks with us. Please tell me. The Duke thought, You have prepared a map, then replied, It is not certain, but the Desert Kingdom's atmosphere is strange. Their high priest received some kind of revelation. I heard. The content is unknown. What is clear is that they requested talks after that revelation. Astaroth thought, A revelation. Humans believe revelations are given by God, but most revelations come from some intention of demon lord level entities. Could it be? Did my sister do something in the Desert Kingdom? Next scene, Astaroth thought, if the Duke's information is true, this meeting will involve discussion of the revelation. Is this really a coincidence? That after I died and possessed this body, I would hear of a revelation. If not a coincidence, it's likely a message for me. I wonder what my sister will say. Will she mock me, pity me, or scold me? Or perhaps bid me a final farewell? Can I become a demon again? After all this revenge, I might not be able to return to my sister's side. Another demon may have taken my domain, and a new youngest might be receiving their affection. I want to go back. No human can understand this loneliness. How could mortals empathize with the eternity I have lost? If I go back, I will never love anyone again, never again. On the other hand, the maids were saying, Saintess, please rest a bit more. What on earth did Her Majesty the Empress say to make our kind Saintess like this? The Emperor came and stated, Everyone leave, you were out and just returned. I heard you collapsed. Are you okay? Helena replied, I am fine now, I received treatment. The Emperor continued, I heard that it happened right after you visited the Empress's palace. Tell me everything about what happened, Nini. Saintess Helena still remembered that gutter, a status lower than a slave, the untouchable quid, forbidden to leave the isolation zone, forbidden to work, called only criminals, a place where eating each other when hungry was routine. Suddenly, people shouted. The people from the temple came. They came to give out relief supplies. The person also ran toward them, hoping to get food. Helena thought, how nice it must be for those people. They seem to live in a different world from me, simply because they were born noble. Just for that one single reason, I live in this hell. Oh God, if you truly exist, please listen. What did I do wrong to have to live like this? I can live more nobly than those humans. I want it. Food that doesn't make me vomit when I eat it. I want to enjoy it. A life where everyone kneels at my touch. The chance to become the ruler of the world. Suddenly, lightning struck, and the next moment, Helena was in the air. The priest said, A saintess, the saintess has appeared. Now, back in the present time, the emperor said, Tell me everything. Helena replied, I am fine. Why are there tears? The emperor continued, Don't hold it in needlessly. The physician said sudden allergies can come from stress. The truth is, she thought, Her Majesty the Empress seems to dislike that I am from the quid. She thought again, of course, the Empress never showed such an attitude, but if I say this, the Emperor will get angry, because he is sensitive about me being discriminated against for my origin. I should drive the wedge in. Helena continued, Everyone liked the banquet I hosted. That gave me courage, but maybe someone like me should not have done that. I didn't know it would be taken as a challenge to Her Majesty the Empress. The Emperor commented, Don't worry, the Empress will regret stealing your work. Helena said, Don't overdo it. Your honor is precious to me. She thought, Emperor, you know my true feelings, don't you? Don't hold anything back. Push yourself. Whatever it takes, make her regret it, make her never even dare to covet what is mine again. I even escaped from that gutter. The world owes me better treatment. That is why I chose you, just as God chose me. After that, Helena thought, but for that to happen, the Emperor must love only me. He didn't react much when peaches were mentioned. Has he completely forgotten? That devil, a worthless man, is not my concern. The problem is the woman the Emperor once loved, because her favorite food was peaches. Not only must I have nothing in common with that woman, but every memory of her must be buried under me. She is already dead, so is someone alive. I can win as much as I want. A love only in memory is not even worth comparing. But why do I feel so uneasy when everything is going according to plan? The next day, Astaroth asked. The Imperial Guards refused the request to guard the banquet. Derek replied, "Yes, Your Majesty." They only kept repeating that they can't move because of His Majesty the Emperor's orders on that day. Astaroth thought, "From your face, it seems you had quite a quarrel. Enrique, you are truly despicable to respond like this." Susan came and said, "The designer who was supposed to prepare Your Majesty's banquet dress suddenly said something came up." Charlotte also told her, "Your Majesty, the architect and artist we were negotiating with have all cut off contact." Astaroth commented, "All the people who were supposed to cooperate are gone." She thought, "So you mean to seal my limbs? Does that mean they don't care about losing face at the summit? Are they trying to ruin the banquet so I can never raise my head again, just for the single reason of offending the concubine's mood? It doesn't matter, it's actually better this way. It's about time I really gathered my own forces." Then she said, "Listen to me carefully." Next scene, the person said, "Today, to the training ground. I don't even know what the point is." The other one replied, "Still, we are the Knight's Order. Wasn't it glorious before? Don't you know our honor has fallen to the ground?" Someone at the training ground shouted, "Her Majesty the Empress." One of the knights came and asked, "What, are you drunk? Why would Her Majesty the Empress be in a place like this?" The next moment, he said, "It is really her." Astaroth thought, "You have all lost your minds. These hopeless fools before me are, surprisingly, the Knights of the Valkyrie. The Nyx Empire has 3 Knight Orders in total: the Emperor's personal Imperial Guard, the Holy Knight Order, and the Royal Knight Order. To host a banquet at the Imperial Palace, I had to choose an escort from one of them. But the Imperial Guard refused my offer, and the Crusade is not stationed at the Imperial Palace. That left only one option, the Valkyrie, who backed the wrong side in the dispute over the throne and completely lost their influence, becoming so fragmented that only a single row of them remains." Astaroth spoke, "Heads now." One of them whispered, "Why is Her Majesty here?" The other one replied, "I have no idea." Derek came and told her, "I have brought him. This is the current commander of the Valkyrie." The commander said, "Your Majesty the Empress, why have you come to the Valkyrie?" Astaroth thought, "Look at the state this commander is in. No wonder there are rumors in the palace about abolishing the Valkyrie. I heard many knights left after the previous commander was executed. But you think these 4 are all that's left? Still, I have no other choice. I have to fix them up and use them." She said, "From tomorrow, gather here every morning at 6 o'clock sharp. After the training, if you become proper knights, I will then address you as sirs. For your information, that training will include me, so be aware." That same afternoon, in the grand reception hall, Astaroth spoke, "Welcome, I am pleased you could come. Architect, we will both be busy, so let's dispense with the pleasantries and come have a seat. Can you install an artificial waterfall and waterway inside the grand banquet hall? The decoration should be based on the religion and culture of the Khan." The architect asked, "Your Majesty, the budget for that would be?" Astaroth told her, "I don't care how much it costs, so do as you please. This is the first banquet hosted by the Empress of the nation, so feel free to pour your entire artistic soul into it." The architect asked, "I apologize, but why are you giving me such an opportunity? I am an unknown architect with no fame, no status, nothing to my name." Astaroth thought, "That's right, that is precisely why I called you. The people I have newly recruited are skilled and talented, but they are individuals who were not recognized for reasons such as their gender. The world of architecture, especially, still does not trust women, so you must have had few opportunities. The best way for a devil to make a minion is to fulfill a human desire and make that human mine. What they desire is the recognition of others. Those who are truly starved for opportunity will never let it go." Astaroth replied, "I have seen all the graduation projects from the prestigious architecture university. When I checked the most outstanding works, they were all yours. If you make this banquet a success, I promise you my patronage. I hope you will not disappoint me." The architect replied, "I will do my best." After that, Astaroth thought, less than a month of preparation for the banquet, using all 7 reception rooms every day. The knights were chatting. "I can't believe she really comes to training every day. She's only running, but considering her delicate body, that's incredible perseverance. We can't just keep despairing either." Derek thought, "She dispels her notorious reputation by mingling directly with her subordinates, all according to plan." After that, Astaroth asked, "What is today's schedule?" But the next moment, Astaroth thought, "My body is not keeping up." Derek shouted, "Your Majesty, are you all right? Get a physician at once." Astaroth told him, "No need," she thought, "to think I would get dizzy after moving this little. My body really is made of glass." She said, "It is just a momentary bout of anemia." Derek told her, "You must not get up yet, Your Majesty. You have been overworking yourself lately." Astaroth commented, "The truth is, you would prefer it if I never left the bedroom, wouldn't you? So I could just stay in your arms like before." A servant's voice came, "The tailor and designer have arrived." Astaroth replied, "I will be coming, let us go." Derek thought, "I was just merely." Next scene, Astaroth spoke, "Look at what I am wearing. I am going to provide this uniform to everyone in the Valkyrie. It is not the official uniform, but I guarantee it will be very comfortable." One of the knights replied, "So that's why you told us to get our measurements taken." "Thank you," Astaroth stated. "The summit is not far off. Are we going to yield the glory to the royal guard again?" They replied, "No." Astaroth continued, "I will be frank. This summit banquet is extremely important to me because it is the first banquet I am hosting in the Empress's name. However, the royal guard has no intention of lending me a hand, and I cannot recall the crusade, who are busy dealing with magical creatures all over the country. That is why I need your help. I do not wish to have what is mine taken away any longer. I am sure you all feel the same way. If you stand with me, I will speak up to ensure you receive the best treatment. My position is unstable, so it is difficult to give you my word, but I will try." The commander replied, "After the Valkyrie completely fell from grace, we lived our lives drowning in alcohol, because we thought that we had become useless beings. But when Her Majesty gave us those sharp words, we were happy. It felt as if you were giving us a chance. Those words you just spoke are more than enough for us." Astaroth thought, "The reaction is good. After the public persona, one must always show the private persona, for the sake of intimacy and loyalty. Now, all preparations are complete. Something I have, and something Helena does not. There are just two things. One is overwhelming wealth, and the other is the legitimate title of the Empress. Let's see you challenge me now, Helena." Next scene, at the banquet hall, noble women were chatting. Her Majesty the Empress's skill at hosting banquets is always this good. The other one replied, "We had nothing to worry about. As expected, she is on a completely different level than the saintess who used to host the banquets. Her birth is different, after all. I wondered how long I would have to watch a commoner act so presumptuously. I wonder if she has finally learned her place now." Helena thought, "Really, the world is so unfair to me. There is no way I could spend this much money to host a banquet, but is that my fault? If I had a powerful family like the ducal house backing me, I could have done even better than this. The Emperor is so cruel. We always made our entrance together until now. But this time, he told me to go in first alone, just because the Empress is the host. Why did you send me in alone to be subjected to this? They are finally entering, barbarian heathens. I bet they are just lowly people who can't even dress properly." The next moment, all of them came in. Helena thought, "What is this? They are magnificent, especially those vibrant eyes. He is the complete opposite of the Emperor. For the first time in my life, I desired a person regardless of their power." Then there was an announcement, "The great masters of the two empires are entering." The nobles thought, "All four of them are entering at the same time. It really feels like a festival." Astaroth thought, "The world's diplomacy alone is enough to cause problems. It's easier this way than having a tiresome power struggle over the order of entrance or seating arrangements." Emperor Kalik stated, "Magnificent, is this a recreation of the land of warriors from our mythology?" He thought, "To think she could interpret the religion of Quan in such a splendid way." Astaroth replied, "Thank you for recognizing it." She thought, looking at him like this, "He seems like a good person. It's hard to believe that he is the one who sent his own brother to be an assassin." Emperor Enai thought, "I definitely cut off all of her connections, so how did she manage to find new personnel and pull this off in such a short time? This woman, is she really the Empress I knew then?" Astaroth thought, "He is completely stunned. Anyway, I hope Quan reveals his intentions soon, before my stamina runs out. I went to training every day, but my body is still frail. Just what kind of revelation did they receive?" The Empress spoke, "You seem to like it. If the Empress of Nyx is pleased with the great Dashi, then things will proceed much more smoothly." Astaroth thought, "Dashi? I am sure that means brother in the ancient tongue of the Desert Kingdom, and in the most negative sense of the word. She said, "Don't you think Aquan is a more fitting word than Dashi?" Cassandra asked. "You know our language," Astaroth replied. "It is part of my education." Cassandra continued, "You are too modest. It is difficult for a foreigner to distinguish between Dashi and Aquan. That alone shows how proficient you are in the language of Quan, your majesty." Astaroth thought, "What is this? She's buttering me up on purpose. What is she after?" Cassandra told her, "Then I am sure you will understand the meaning of this as well. A Gerdic has been received. In the language of Nyx, you would call it an oracle." Emperor Kalik stated, "The gods have commanded that the dagger, a unique divine artifact, be presented to the Empress of the Nyx Empire. They said it will stop the Desert of Death from spreading any further." Emperor Enrique told him, "Wait, a blade is." Emperor Kalik replied, "Don't worry, the blade is dull. The desert at the heart of my kingdom has become a massive headache. Only magical creatures can live there, and it has been growing lately. I implore you to accept it, Empress of Nyx." Astaroth thought, however, "What does me taking a liking to this child have to do with this gift?" Emperor Enrique asked, "Don't you know why they specified it should be given to the Empress of Nyx?" Emperor Kalik replied, "How could I possibly know the will of the gods? Perhaps the gods have a greater purpose in store for you. Would you like to try holding it?" Astaroth thought, "He looked so surprised earlier. I guess he had no idea I was the Empress. How cute. Well then, shall we see if it is real? What is happening?" She heard the voice, "Our youngest, oh God, what has happened to our youngest? I told you to listen to me, didn't I? This is so frustrating." Astaroth thought, "This place. The reflection in the mirror is my original form, while the body that is actually moving is Leonarda, so this is the consciousness space." Then she said, "This voice is Eldest Ani, where are you?" Then she heard a voice, "You have to go a little further to meet the eldest Ani. As you know, she is no ordinary demon. You have to go deeper to see her." Astaroth spoke, "Fourth, fifth, and sixth Anis." Then she said, "I miss you so much." They replied, "We did too, our beloved youngest. You have no idea how much we cried after losing you." Astaroth asked, "It really was you all, wasn't it? What do I have to do to return to being a demon? I miss you all so much." They replied, "That is not an answer we can give you, our pretty youngest. Keep going until you meet our eldest Ani." Astaroth thought, "This is the place where I died." One of them told her, "That day, you had everything stolen from you by that human, your magic core, your very soul was torn to shreds." Astaroth thought, "Third Ani." The third one said, "Yes, it's really me. You look better than I expected." Astaroth replied, "Far from it. I am burning with rage that I can't tear that human to pieces right this instant. You are the one who put me in this body, aren't you?" The third demon replied, "Yes, we poured our magic into you to keep your soul from fading away while we waited until an empty vessel, chosen by our eldest Ani, became available." Astaroth commented, "So that's why I woke up after 5 years had passed." The second Ani came and told her, "You should be grateful to your Anis. You have no idea how long we had to negotiate with the laws of causality. Because you were swept up in so many karmic threads, you little troublemaker, our youngest, you may not have known, but you are in the middle of a test." Astaroth asked, "What kind of test? What do I have to do?" The third demon spoke, "Open that door and go outside. Do what you could not do back then. You will learn the one and only way to return to being a demon, but it will undoubtedly be an arduous and desperate path." Astaroth told them, "The one and only way to go back to being a demon. That is exactly what I want. If it means I can return to being a demon, I will do anything." The second demon told her, "A future so cruel that your happiness will turn to sorrow may await you, but do not forget that we are waiting for you." After that, Astaroth entered the room. She thought, "This is Leonarda's bedroom. Why am I here?" The next moment, she heard the voice, "Welcome, my child." Astaroth asked, "You are that boy, aren't you? Why are you here?" The voice came, "Do you like the appearance?" Astaroth said, "This voice?" "Sister, you are the eldest, aren't you?" The first demon replied, "Yes, it's been a while." Astaroth asked, "But why in that child form?" The demon explained, "This child is related to the trial you are about to face." Astaroth thought, "We 7 sisters were known as the 7 monarchs of the demon world, but strictly speaking, my 6 younger sisters and our eldest sister were of a different class. Our eldest sister is a being who sees the fate of gods and humans. She was the darkness that split from primordial chaos. She was the one who governed life and death, and furthermore, causality, a being who exists in a higher place, one whom it would be presumptuous to even call a god or a demon, and that eldest sister is giving me a trial. The demon spoke, "Take this, that dagger contains a small amount of all our powers. With that, you must pierce the heart of the human you truly come to love. When the blood of a living heart wets the dagger, you can return to our embrace." Astaroth asked, "Wait, what are you talking about?" The first demon continued, "I have sent a man with whom you are likely to fall in love, so I hope you will plunge that dagger into his heart." Astaroth thought, "Don't tell me, that child," she said. "Wait a moment, then what did you mean about that child being related to this?" The first demon told her. The second sister was laughing about how predictable your tastes are. Astaroth thought, "My tastes are predictable, of course." I couldn't stop thinking about his face. Then she said, "Anyway, sister, that is not what's important right now. I have no intention of ever loving a human again. How could I possibly do that again?" She thought, "The betrayal I suffered from the Emperor was just too painful. That is why I vowed never to love anyone again. And now you are suddenly telling me to fall in love, and then to sever that love with my own hands." The first demon said, "You must think it is cruel, but you cannot return by ordinary means. Keep this in mind. This is a trial. You can fall in love with that human emperor again, or it can be someone else entirely. In truth, it does not matter who. Fall in love with the same kind of romantic emotions that caused your death. Tears of blood will flow. But if you do not sever that love yourself, you will never be able to return to being a demon." Astaroth asked, "I will never be able to go back?" The first demon replied, "Yes, you will become completely human. You will even forget all your memories of being a demon." Astaroth thought, "I can't let that happen. My family, my power, my very soul, I can't lose everything." The first demon explained, "As time passes, you will become closer and closer to being human, little one. In the end, you will become a completely different being from a demon." The second demon told her, "Don't forget the lesson. Don't be a fool and love someone by giving them your all again. Love them only just enough that you can take their life at any moment, like a demon." Astaroth shouted, "Sister," then thought, "The ritual space is starting to disappear. Wait a moment." "No," the first demon's voice came. "Devotion is the work of humans, and pleasure is the work of demons. Come back, youngest." After that, Astaroth thought, "I am back to reality." The noble ladies asked, "Did you see something frightening? You were just standing there silently for a few seconds, Your Majesty." Astaroth replied, "I heard a voice, and that voice said that the divine revelation was not singular." Emperor Kalik spoke, "How fascinating. There were, in fact, 2 revelations. This boy is my one and only Dashwi. He is my much younger brother." Astaroth thought, "In a pack of beasts, a mature leader may easily defeat a challenger, but it is not unheard of for them to be brought down by a young predator that has just come of age. Then the leadership changes, and the former powers fall into decline. There are 2 things a leader does to protect himself: kill the opponent, or send them far away." Emperor Kalik continued, "As the gods have commanded, I offer my younger brother, Merim, to the Empress as tribute. I pray that you will look upon this child with favor." Astaroth replied, "I greet Her Majesty, the Empress of Nyx." She thought, "You have come here to die at my hands. Your brother and your sister-in-law will surely clap and rejoice as you walk the path of death. Even my own sisters have guided you to this path of death, but what to do? I am a little twisted. Since everyone wants you to die, I find I have no desire to kill you." She said, "If you are to become mine, you would best first learn not to bow your head." She thought, "Still, if I accept him, he will be a useful tool to displease Enrique." The emperor was not happy at all. Helena was also getting angry. Miriam Kwan, the one and only half-brother of Kalik, who killed 13 of his brothers to ascend the throne, the cursed royal prince. The common people feared him, but the nobles knew it was a baseless rumor spread by the emperor. The problem was the boy's overly beautiful appearance. Many women from normal families made passes at him even while mocking him. He was sick and tired of women. But Miriam thought, "Why is it that this moment alone is different?" The nobleman thought, "The Empress, in front of the Emperor." Astaroth thought, "To blush just because our cheeks brushed for a moment. How naive," Emperor Kalik asked. I heard that you also have a concubine, so I trust you won't be offended by something like this." Emperor Enrique replied, "Helena is not a concubine, but a saintess. I expect her to be treated as such." Emperor Calic continued, "I recall hearing that this country has a position called a saintess, much like the priestesses of my country." The Empress also said, "In the desert, a priestess holds a very sacred position. We believe that their divinity and purity are maintained only by keeping them far from politics." Astaroth thought, "This makes it certain. They want to build a friendly relationship with me, not with Enrique." She said, "The winter garden is quite splendid. Won't you take a short walk with me?" After that, Empress Cassandra spoke, "For a husband to give his attention to a woman other than myself, it is a difficult thing to bear." Astaroth asked, "Have you experienced such a thing?" The Empress replied, "Calic is not the kind of man who gives his affection to a woman who is not his wife. Of course, he has so many wives that my patience runs out. However, that woman's shamelessness pierces the heavens. How can she attend an event like this when she is not even a wife?" Astaroth thought, "This woman's anger is genuine. She deeply empathizes with me. The reason that is possible is surely because," she said, "the Empress is in love." The Empress replied, "Yes, I am in love. My ideal type is a strong man, and you see, he is the best in Quan, and if he became weak, I would not love him anymore. I love his strength." On the other hand, Helena thought, "Damn barbarian, what did she say to me? A concubine, how ridiculous, my divine power is an ability." Miriam came, and then he said, "Excuse me." Helena spoke, "I seem to have injured my hand. Could you possibly help me stop the bleeding?" Miriam replied, "I thought the saintess of the Holy Empire would be different. You are just as vulgar as the rest. The wound has already healed, and it is best to wag your tail only for your master." Helena thought, "How dare he? I am the saintess." Then she looked at the servants and thought, "Right, there was that thing, wasn't there?" Like this video, hit the like button, and subscribe for more videos.